the topic of my talk is the possibility of open. What becomes possible, not only from a positive perspective, but also from a challenging perspective when we choose to share our work in a way that encourages other people to build on it. So I'm going to do two pieces and tell two stories. The first piece I'm going to share is a piece called Language of My Reality. It's a spoken word piece from a few years ago, and the images have been updated a little bit. I'm speaking the language of my reality. Images expressed, the distinctions between. My experience of moments of illegality and the slanted views of what they mean. You see, to me it's about the choices we're making, the lives we're leading, and the futures we're creating. We are a generation raised on media, an image nation that sees the biased news, the many truths, and buys sweatshop shoes. Whose stories are being told? Whose stories are still owned by the 10 o'clock blues? And whose stories am I telling in my privileged shoes? White, hippie, suburban, family, business, pharmaceutical, industry, dollars and stress, and love that paid my way, sourced my days. You see, if we want to move forward, we've got to acknowledge and build on the past. So, whether we speak or shoot or edit or even click through media, we're choosing the direction of his encyclopedia, his story, which is becoming our story, as we gain the power to lead the interpretation, license the information, and be the strategic communication that hears competing views and reconstructs the world's truths. I say that I'm a strong and powerful leader for love and freedom. But behind the fear and the confusion and the judgment and the stress, I see fighting images of beats and breath. Yes, things seem to be breaking down. From church boy confessions and corporate transgressions, and kids getting sued as a copyright lesson, and quote, men of peace using soldiers as weapons. Yes, these are the days of breakdown and breakthrough. A time of forgiveness to begin again, truth and reconciliation. Yes, I'm speaking the language of my reality. Images expressed, the distinctions between. My experience of moments of illegality and the slanted views of what they mean. Thanks. So that piece, thank you. So that piece was written a few years ago. It still more or less stands the test of time, but a week ago when I found out I was speaking here, I decided to try something out. So a lot of those images that showed a hashtag and a name on the left, those are actually images I searched for with those hashtags on Creative Commons' search engine right now. It's always been a challenge of our time, is, especially when talking about things out in the world, is that there's always that tension around wanting to tell the story I want to tell, which includes images from all of you or from other people, but wanting to do it, with acknowledgement and credit from them. The second story is one that some of you may have heard, which is what he referred to, called Our Lives Pre-Mixed. And it basically, the early story, there's audio on this, I don't know if it's on, from 2002, I uploaded a guitar track, simple guitar. This is very early in the Creative Commons days. And like you mentioned, a few months later, I got an email from a woman in North Carolina, a 17-year-old, who had added to it. And I'd called it My Life. She called it My Life Changed. And it was like, wow, that's a lot better than what I did. That was pretty cool. And then it continued. There's a guy that sent me one from France. And then these guys from Japan actually made a video version, which was kind of funny.
I used to look up to to the sky high.
Strange but interesting. And then this group called Triad out of Seattle, Ohio, and Japan ended up making a version that I thought was actually pretty good, called Our Lives Changed. And so this was just kind of the beginning, of me, noticing that when I choose to share with the intention of people remixing it, I ended up calling the gathering of my work as an album pre-mixed, because it was sort of like I was intentionally preparing it for being remixed. That was the point of it. Like, I didn't have time to be an artist full time. So that's kind of the first story. The second story I'm going to tell is called Independence Days, and this is about a particular track that I made. It's a song that I'll play you just a little bit from in a second, called More Than Two Sides. And I uploaded it to this remix community, CC Mixter, and there was a bunch of remixes that got made out of it. And one note, it's like the best email I receive. Hey, Scomber has remixed More Than Two Sides to make Drastic Independence. And it's like, sometimes they suck, but sometimes they're awesome, and it's like the coolest thing to do. But this one in particular, Independence Day, from this band called Dokashi Teru, I liked it a lot. It was a great track, and then it in turn has been used both for other audio remixes as well as for a bunch of videos. And one in particular that was notable is something that was made by X-Plane and The Economist about the carbon economy. And I noticed this just randomly. I was like, wow. And these are those same people that made the Did You Know stuff that I'm sure a lot of you have seen. One thing interesting was that they credited Dokashi Teru, but I was nowhere. And that's just, interesting to note. Like, it's hard to go how many generations do you need to go back to acknowledge the source of where things come from? It's a challenge. I don't know. So basically, let me just show you just quickly, basically, just so you can kind of get a sense of the 2-second version of the song and what got made out of it. So basically, the original was, it's a longer song, but it's something to the effect of, two sides believing that they're all alone, while most of the people just trying to get home. We got two sides believing that they're all alone, while most of the people just trying to get along. And it basically got revolved into this piece by these guys and got used in this video. And I say we got two sides believing that they're all alone, while most of the people just trying to get home. We got two sides believing that they're all alone, while most of the people just trying to get along. So again, it was like something that was possible, that was made. It's a longer piece if you want to check it out, but there's other videos that have come out that are actually about the song. They're like videos to the song. These are things that would never have been possible if I had, waited to like get it done on the weekends. This is like a hobby. But if there's words that are speaking to, that resonate with people that want to collaborate, great. That's kind of what this possibility of being open is. So the last piece that I'm going to share with you is actually an experiment. So I'm kind of inviting you in the room, as well as anybody that's tweeting or watching online, to participate in this. I'm going to do an improvisational song for like less than a minute or two that we'll take from the hashtag of TEDxSoMa, and then pulling in images from Cool Iris with the search of just open. So just give me a second to set up. Firefox, you got it. Come on, you can do it, Firefox. You got this. Did it open? It did open, right? Do it again. Nice. Well placed. No worries, dude. It's all good. Anyway, we'll give it a shot, guys. So Open Moments, live from right now. Cool Iris, singing songs, got pictures of motorcycles, green grass golf courses, in the time, drawing in lines, open minds I see, mixed up TEDx, what are they tweeting? Not much interesting, but that's alright. Why is that guy being cried? Michael, I remember you, it was a sad time. Who's that guy? I don't know, but it's a black and white digital picture, artifacts from time, open lines, open time. Thank you, Mandela, for standing for those lives, beauty lies. I tried to play baseball, Matsui, I like Matsui, he seems like a good guy. Thank you, Gammy Dodger, thank you, Christy George, that's my partner. Goodbye to the stock market. I think this is going somewhere, but it's not that interesting, so I think I'm gonna stop soon. That's alright. Goodbye, don't stop, don't fall, don't look back. I try, repeat lines I cry, open minds I see, green grass. Thank you, Soma. Thank you, Soma. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, y'all.